All right. Well, today is another beautiful day. And today we're going to talk about co creation. The book that I wrote and I released on May 5th, 2020 was called Healing Our History and Co Creating a Culture of Oneness. So, this word is very close to my heart and it means a lot of different things. And I'm really excited to see what Spirit wants to share today about co creation. The first thing that I want to name is that everything is co creation. The divine law of oneness says that all things are interconnected, all things are working together. We are not separate individuals, we are not separate from the planet. We are an ecosystem. And an ecosystem is always working in collaboration with all of the parts of it. So life is co creation. Life is about collaboration. The things that we see, how we interact with the world, it reminds us that all of the energy that is here is important and valuable and necessary and sacred. But there's also this part about recognizing that this experience is a co creation with spirit, with our higher self, with the driver. We came here on purpose with a purpose. And I can't tell you what your purpose is. However, I think that there are some signs that can help us see what our divine purpose is, the reason why we chose to incarnate on this planet in the form of a physical body. It was co creation. It was because we knew that we had some things that we wanted to bring to this space. We knew that there were gifts that we have. Maybe as we observed life and humanity, we saw that it was something that it needed, that we wanted to bring into this experience. Co creation began with your incarnation. The co creation was you working with spirit, creating and crafting a plan and a purpose for your life and your time here. It's like your agenda, and that is why you're here. And part of me, I feel like I'm being called to talk about purpose. It's something that has come up a lot within the last couple days. And I think we're going to end up getting back around to that. But anyway, let me focus right now on co creation. So the universe is in balance, it is in divine balance. So when we see things that are out of balance, we have to recognize that as a humanity, we are co creating. If the energy is out of balance, it is because a critical mass of individuals are operating outside of the laws of the universe. They're operating outside of sacred balance. One of the things that I'm recognizing, even right now, is that as we are co creating, as you are creating something, you learn lessons. You get feedback from what you're creating. And right now, we're experiencing some feedback. Sometimes we can see what is happening in the world and we can observe it from the place of, well, I have nothing to do with that. But if everything and all things are interconnected and we're observing imbalance, we have to recognize that we are co creating. This is co creation. Historically, humanity hasn't fully awakened to its purpose and its reason for being. Humanity is often and at a large number operating out of balance. What we see in our relationships, what we see in our individual lives, what we see playing out socially is actually the feedback to show us, hey, there's an imbalance here. And that imbalance is to direct our attention inward to see where we're in co creation with imbalance. This is why I believe Gandhi had that quote. Now, it's often misquoted, and I'm probably going to misquote it right now, but I want you to look it up later on. It's the quote, be the change you want to see in the world. And that's the part that we hear. But the part that we don't hear is where Gandhi talks about that the outer world reflects our inner world, and we must change our inner world and not worry about what others do. When our inner world changes, our outer world will as well. So if you are seeing chaos in the world, if you are seeing division in the world, if you are seeing hierarchy and supremacy and beliefs of privilege, if you're seeing all of those things in the world, it is a sign that your co-creation is not fully with universal law. When we lack kindness and compassion and care for humanity, when we turn a blind eye to the things that are happening in the world, we are not recognizing the divine law of one that says that we are all interconnected. And we are actually co-creating the experience of the opposite of that. We are co-creating a lack of compassion, kindness, and care, of attention to the social, physical, and emotional needs of people around us and the planet. So our co-creation is a really important focus. What are we creating? What energies are we co-creating with? Because remember, everything is energy. Emotions are energy in motion. People are energy. The planet is energy. The elements are energy. And in nature, universally, these things are in harmony with one another. The word harmony keeps coming up, actually. For the last 4 days, this word harmony has been like a neon light in my conversations and in the downloads that Spirit has been sharing with me. Where are we in co-creation? Are we co-creating with harmony, with justice, with joy, with peace, with prosperity? Are we co-creating with unconditional love? Or are we co-creating with fear? Are we co-creating with separation? Are we co-creating with hatred and division and scarcity? What is the energy in which you are co-creating with? Now, when we recognize that everything we do is a co-creation, then we can observe things. Something happened to me the other day. My husband was supposed to have gotten some cash for my daughter's play. And we sat for like 30 minutes waiting for the doors to open. Asked him if he had the cash. He said yes. And when we got inside, he realized he didn't have cash. So now I'm frustrated. So I say, okay, I'm going to go get cash. And I leave to go get cash. I don't know where I'm going because I'm trying to do it as quickly as possible because we had 30 minutes to get cash, right? So I have this conversation going in my mind about frustration and like a little bit of anger and annoyance. And I quickly find a Banks and I'm able to get there. But after I'm done, I'm still annoyed. Now, I have what I need. I'm going to be able to get back in time. You would think that I would say, okay, it's fine. It's all right, right? It's all working out. But no, I'm still annoyed. I'm still annoyed and I'm still fuming over the fact that I did everything that I needed to do and that he did. So as I'm trying to pull out of the bank, it is like backed up. There's so many cars. And I'm like, you know what? I'll just go through the drive-through on the side that's closed. And I pull up and there's a car parked in the drive-through in the closed line. So now there's nowhere else to get out. I have to back up and I am just irritated. What energy was I co-creating with? If everything is co-creation, what energy was I choosing to co-create with? Frustration. And what happened? I received feedback to give me more of what I was desiring to co-create with. And you might say, you weren't desiring, you were just frustrated. That's true, but I was also choosing that. I was also choosing the frustration. I could have chose to be in joy. I could have chose to not be in judgment towards my husband. I could have chose to be happy that we came early and we found out early. I could have seen all of these things. I could have been really happy that I didn't have to drive far to find a bank. I had all these other emotions that I could have chosen, but I chose frustration. I collaborated with frustration. I co-created frustration. So how do we turn this into what is happening in the world and what we're seeing? We're seeing a lot of division in the world. We're seeing hierarchy. We're seeing a belief that certain people should have rights and other people shouldn't. And this is something that although we inherited this mindset from our ancestors, right? Those who came before us, ways in which things have happened in the world that we maybe in the past turned a blind eye to. But now, because it has come to our front door and it feels like we're in danger. Now we are frustrating. So we co-created with apathy. We in this historically have co-created with differences being a danger. We have co-created with all of the beliefs that we are now seeing being reflected back to us. And now, because we have some skin in the game, now we are frustrated and we're looking at the people who are outwardly doing this and we're saying, when is somebody going to do something? When is somebody going to stand up? Why are people being so apathetic? Why are people in a place of moral compromise? It is because we have co-created that with our past actions. Everything that we see right now, is a result of past decisions that we made or refused to make. Everything that we experience is a choice from our past. If we've allowed injustice and imbalance to exist, because you know what? At the time, it wasn't so oppressive. We could find comfort in what we did have. Or maybe we were too distracted.